Okay, so you played for 4 different organizations. Which one was your favorite?
St. Louis by far. They gave the best stuff to the players. They treated the players. We always went first class. The fans. There was a ritual that I had before I came into a game. I usually went down behind into the stadium and came and sat in the dugout until I walked from the bullpen to the dugout one time and in St. Louis, and I had the whole row of people stand up and clap for me and wish me well and good luck, and that really fired me up one day. So ever since, I walked from the bullpen to the dugout before I went into the game. The fans in St. Louis are second to none. They know baseball. They've been around it. Had one guy boo at me in 5 years in St. Louis. I remember he told me that I wasn't supposed to throw gas on the fire. But other than that, everybody treated me great, and St. Louis by far was the best organization.
So you say the fans are second to none. How do they relate to the other fans that, at Texas and Milwaukee?
I think the people in St. Louis understand how hard the game is to play. That was always one problem I had with sports writers and fans. To assume that the game's easy is a slap in the face. Baseball is the hardest game to play without question. Hit a round ball with a round bat and try to hit it when it's going 95 miles an hour. And they just knew baseball. I don't think other areas of the country, other teams, other fans, they want to win. And, going to New York and Boston, places like that was certainly an eye-opening experience, having batteries thrown at me and quarters and people yelling at me while I was trying to warm up. And you didn't get any of that in St. Louis. They were very knowledgeable.
So, Chris, what was your welcome to the big leagues moment?
Welcome to the big leagues moment. Just being in my first game. It helped playing in front of 85,000 people at University of Georgia in football, and the crowd never spooked me. It was just the magnitude of how quick the bats are and how fast guys run and how hard they throw. And I was a big fan of baseball. Like I said, I watched the game. I didn't show up late and show up when they needed me. I loved watching the game of baseball, and it was free. I got to watch a game for free for 7 years, so and get paid a little bit too. I couldn't probably pinpoint my one welcome to the big league moment. Maybe my first home run. I gave up 2 home runs to Darryl Strawberry in a game that went a long way. So that was probably my welcome to the big league moment.
When you were initially drafted out of Georgia, what were your thoughts on where you ended up when the Cardinals drafted you? Were you particularly excited or confused, or did you know what was going to happen?
Well, I knew I wanted to stay in the National League, and the other first-round pick with the Bulldogs then was Derek Lilliquist, and the Braves had taken him, and I was very happy for him. I didn't particularly want to play for the Braves. I would have liked to stay in the National League, and St. Louis was about the next closest National League team. When it took a little while to sign, I went and played on the Pan Am team and was able to be on a team that won the silver medal in the Pan Am Games in '87. So my negotiations took about 4 months, and we were squabbling over what now is pocket change compared to what they're making now. But I was very excited about playing in St. Louis, and because I knew they had won some world championships. They were serious about winning, and it wound up being a great experience.
So, have you ever been confused with the current pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, Cris Carpenter? I mean, have you been confused at all? People.
Absolutely. I still have people, when they see me out eating, come up to me and say, "Hey, you're still playing with the Cardinals," or "You went back?" And I'm like, "No." I met him about 3 summers ago, and he had a big old box of people that sent my mail to him, and I get his mail at my house intended for him. It's very odd that 2 people with the same name play for the same team. He even has a son named Sam, like my son named Sam. So he is 10 years younger. He's won a Cy Young. He's made way more money than I did. So other than our names, there is no comparison.
What do you miss most about your playing career, either in MLB or college football or even basketball? Out of all the sports you played, you mentioned that you do miss some of the people you got a chance to play for and with, but what do you miss most about the game?
I miss teammates, but I miss competition. I tried to get into basketball officiating or playing church basketball, and had to get my competition fix, and I couldn't. I miss competing against the best players in the world. You know, you can't fulfill the competition if you're not playing something, and since I'm not playing anything anymore, there's a big void in my life. But now that I'm watching my kids, I'm way more nervous watching my kids play now than I ever was playing.
So in social studies in school, I mean, what are your particular interests? I mean, what do you like to teach?
I teach U.S. history. I've always kind of been a history buff. I've learned a lot about the state of Georgia. You'll see that kids aren't real interested in history for some reason, and I don't know why. You know, everything we live on today is based on history. But I've really enjoyed teaching history in the classroom. It's certainly one of my favorite subjects.
Okay, we've got time for one more question. Cris, Micah Owings, played at Gainesville High School, and now he's pitching for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he was pitching at Gainesville when you were pitching coach there. Describe what impact you may have had on his career.
Well, you may have to ask him that. He made a big impact on my life. He's a better person than he is athlete. He is a great individual, and I knew when he showed up from Forsyth Central where he wanted to go in life. He wanted to be the best, and never had I seen a high school pitcher as good as him. And he hit 26 home runs his senior year too. So he was one of those kids, the rare kids that you see and you know are going to make it one day because he has his head on straight. His priorities are where they need to be, and his goal in life was to get to where he is now, and he's doing very well as a rookie with the Diamondbacks. And we text each other quite a lot, and we keep in touch. And his younger brother plays for the Braves organization, and we're in the Ozone, which is a hitting and baseball facility in Gainesville that they own. And they've been very good to me, and I'm just happy to be a part of his life.
All right, Cris, it was a pleasure for you to be here with us today. Thank you for watching 3 and Out. I'm Brian Carter.
I'm James Horton.
That was 3, and we're out.